typical mid-level executive shockingly discovers that her daily existence has been transformed into a television series, featuring a Hollywood actress portraying her character. On a typical day, Joan, a tech manager, wakes up at 7 and then brushes her teeth. After enjoying the breakfast served by her fiancé Krish, she sings along to an upbeat song on her way to work. Upon reaching her office, Eric, her assistant, asks her about the coffee's taste, to which she responds with a disgusted face. Shortly after, he reminds her of her challenging duty to terminate Sandy, one of their employees. As she composes herself for the task, she receives a text from her ex-lover, who informs her that he misses her and that he's in town. After Joan terminates Sandy, the employee highlights the significance of her compression algorithm, which the board has no interest in pursuing. She explains that discontinuing the project would lead to a need for more data servers, resulting in a larger carbon footprint and a breach of their environmental commitments. Despite Sandy's pleas for reconsideration, the manager apologizes, asserting that the termination is the board's decision. She then lets Brutus escort the ex-employee out of the building. Later, as the executive checks her phone, her vape accidentally falls onto Sandy's box while she is leaving. This prompts her to hide from the frustrated ex-worker who calls her a coward. After work, Joan visits her therapist and shares her lingering feelings for her ex-boyfriend, describing their past relationship as adventurous and wild. On the other hand, she views her relationship with her fiancé as vanilla, though he's sweet and safe. However, she expresses that she feels like she's on autopilot, as if she is not the main character of her life story. When her therapist asks if she would like it to change, the client nods enthusiastically, showing her desire to take control of her own life. Following her therapy session, Joan receives a text from her ex-boyfriend who wants to meet up with her. After some careful thought, she decides to see Mac at a bar where her ex-lover expresses that their love is real and that he wants to get back together with her. However, she firmly asserts that she's marrying Krish, rejecting his proposal. Unfortunately, despite her commitment, she falls into temptation and leans in to kiss her ex, to which he reciprocates. Realizing her mistake, the guilty woman hastily gets ready to leave. Her ex-boyfriend then reminds her that he'll just be in his usual suite for 3 days if she changes her mind. Upon arriving home, Joan is kissed by Krish, who senses that she has been drinking, prompting her to lie. Instead of meeting her ex, she shares that she has attended a farewell party. Later that night, the couple settles on the couch to watch a TV show on Streamberry, a streaming platform. While browsing for something to watch, Joan stumbles upon a TV series called Joan is Awful, which immediately catches her attention. Strangely, the title card features a character who shares her name and physical appearance but is portrayed by the actress Salma Hayek. When the curious couple decides to watch the first episode, they see the on-screen Joan go about her day. As she wakes up next to her partner, Krish promptly notices the resemblance of their bedroom to the one on the show. When the character brushes her teeth, he recognizes that the toothpaste brand that she uses is the same as what his fiancée uses. Meanwhile, Eric, Sandy, and Mac are also watching the show, and they start to recognize that the characters are based on them. They notice the interactions between these characters and the real-life Joan. The assistant, watching the show with their partner at home, feels embarrassed by the actor who portrays them. At the bar, the terminated employee confides in her drinking buddy about how poorly her boss treated her. As the episode progresses, Joan becomes speechless upon noticing that her fictional version sings along to the same song on her drive to work. Her fiancé is even more surprised when the actress heads to the same office as his partner. Thinking she's being pranked, the offended manager accuses her fiancé, who only asserts his innocence. As they continue watching, the on-screen Eric asks about her coffee, further shocking Joan. Overwhelmed by the resemblance between the show and her life, the impersonated woman experiences a panic attack. As the on-screen Joan harshly fires Sandy, the real-life manager defends that she didn't use such cold words. She then realizes that the show is portraying her as a monstrous character. To add to her distress, she receives a message from her parents, who have seen the show, making her realize that her life story has been publicized. As Krish watches the on-screen Joan texting Mac, he confronts his fiancée, questioning whether her ex-lover has been sending messages, which the guilty woman denies. During the therapy scene, the anxious woman grows worried about the possibility of Krish discovering her confidential conversation with the therapist. To prevent him from hearing it, she frantically searches for the power button to turn off the TV but struggles to find it. As Krish watches the reenactment of the therapy session, he learns from the on-screen Joan that his real-life fiancé views their relationship as dull and considers her past relationship with Mac to be more exciting. Despite Joan's attempts to console Krish and assure him that the fictional portrayal does not reflect their reality, he remains hurt and decides to move out. As he walks through the living room, he witnesses his on-screen fiancé engaging in a passionate kiss with Mac, further solidifying his decision to leave. Meanwhile, as Eric and his partner continue to watch, they witness the on-screen Joan and her partner browsing through Streamberry for something to watch. To their surprise, the character also comes across Joan as awful, but discovers that she is portrayed by Cate Blanchett. Despite Joan's desperate attempts to prevent Krish from leaving, he insists on checking her phone to verify her honesty. When she reasons that her phone is inside the house, he decides to end their relationship. Back at home, the troubled woman watches the reenactment of her desperate attempts to stop her partner from leaving. As a result of striking similarity between her reality and the show, her frustration reaches its peak, and she impulsively throws her phone as Mac calls her, causing the screen to shatter upon impact. Walking towards her office the following day, she notices her colleagues staring at her judgmentally, creating an uncomfortable atmosphere. Eric reveals that everyone has seen the show and that she's fired for breaking her NDA, as indicated in the reenactment of Sandy's termination. When Joan asserts that it was Salma Hayek's words, the assistant explains that the board still wants her out. Upon meeting her lawyer the following day, the woman complains that Streamberry has used her life story as a drama. However, her lawyer explains that she had granted the platform the right to do so when she signed the terms and conditions, which she admittedly didn't read. Looking for another option, the client proposes to sue Salma Hayek for impersonating her. However, the attorney points out that it's not doable because the actress licensed her image to the platform, revealing the entire show is just CGI. When she inquires how the show knew what she was doing, the professional explains that her phone picks up her personal information and preferences, translating into the episodes. Thinking of another way to stop the show, Joan thinks of suing the company for defamation. However, the practitioner counters that creating characters and dialogue is allowed for dramatic purposes according to the terms. Realizing that she has no options, the frustrated woman breaks down in the lawyer's office, prompting the attorney to suggest that she just ignore the show. Desperate for help, Joan sees Mac, who has been watching her on-screen version meeting with her lawyer. After trying to sleep with him, her image-conscious and hesitant ex-lover interrupts their intimate moment as he knows it will be on the show. Wrapped in the blanket, the furious woman heads to the living room and continues watching the show. After seeing the scene wherein her fictional counterpart plans to sue Cate Blanchett, she suddenly gets an idea to get Salma's attention. The following morning, after consuming 4 burgers, Joan mixes a laxative with liquor and then drinks it. She then gate crashes a stranger's wedding dressed in a cheerleader shirt with a malicious lipstick marking on her forehead. After getting everyone's attention, she defecates in the aisle, ruining the peaceful ceremony. After getting arrested, the woman smirks as the photographer takes her mugshot. Suddenly, a cop arrives and releases her, stating that her lawyer posted bail. That night, as she watches the actress do what she did in the church, the drunken woman laughs victoriously. Consequently, Salma complains about the disgusting scene to her lawyer, concerned about its impact on her image as a Roman Catholic and her conservative grandmother. However, the attorney explains that when the actress agreed to license her image to Streamberry, she decided to cover a wide range of behaviors that the character Joan may exhibit, including excretion. Upon learning this, the dyslexic celebrity who didn't thoroughly read the terms points out that she is overpaying her lawyer to protect her, which he failed to do. Once she regains her composure, the actress inquires about the possibility of removing her image from all devices worldwide. Disappointed by the lawyer's confession that he has no solution, she contemplates pursuing a massive lawsuit against Streamberry. When the lawyer informs her that she cannot sue the company due to lack of legal basis, the enraged actress fires him. To take the matter into her own hands, Salma confronts Joan about defecating in the church and disrespecting her image, expressing that she doesn't want to be associated with her. In response, the woman states that she doesn't want to be associated with herself either, frustrated with how Streamberry took her life and turned it into a CGI show. In her frustration, the impersonated ex-manager explains that she has lost her fiancé, job, and reputation due to the publicized portrayal of her life story. Then she accuses the actress of enabling this situation by licensing her face to Streamberry. To fix the situation, Joan admits that her public defecation was a strategy to grab Salma's attention, hoping the actress would intervene and request the show's cancellation. When the actress reveals her efforts didn't result in anything, the former executive shockingly realizes that there's no way to stop the show. Shortly after, the frustrated celebrity shares that she was lied to and told she would have control over her image. She then narrates that she was informed that it would be a prestige show and that they were closing the pay gap. However, she is only getting paid 1/10 of what George Clooney gets. When the celebrity asks how much Joan is getting, the woman reveals that she hasn't received anything, prompting the actress to realize that the platform is unfair to them. Consequently, the duo devises a plan to take down the computer responsible for the show's creation. Joan then proposes for Salma to use her celebrity status and enter the building's front door while she sneaks in the back door. The next day, Salma goes to the Streamberry building and manages to deceive the receptionist by pretending to have an appointment with the CEO. She then convinces the receptionist to grant her access to a private bathroom, allowing the actress to bypass security and assist Joan in entering the building through a fire exit. In the middle of her interview, Mona is interrupted by her secretary Lucy, who informs her that Salma Hayek is waiting for her downstairs. However, she instructs her assistant to send the actress away, as they have already dismissed her defecation issue. As Joan and Salma enter the CEO's office, they hear the executive explaining to Fatima, a journalist, that a computer-created experimental entertainment like Joan is awful. The device is a quantum computer capable of infinite content creation, bringing willing entire multiverses into existence. She then discloses that the machine is located down the corridor on the left side of the building. As they continue to eavesdrop, the impersonated woman discovers she was chosen as a test subject for the show because she represents an average person. The CEO explains that their goal upon launching the show is to create personalized content for each individual in their vast database of 800 million users. When Fatima questions why they use negative content, Mona explains that the affirmative version of the show, which uses the word awesome instead of awful, wasn't appealing to the audience. It didn't align with the viewer's neurotic perception of themselves. The CEO further elaborates that focusing on people's selfish moments validates their innermost fears, creating a sense of mesmerized horror that drives audience engagement. After hearing this revelation, the motivated duo proceeds to their mission. Upon entering the computer room, they encounter the producer named Beppe, portrayed by Michael Cera, who is operating giant screens. After Salma threatens to break his arm, the guy promises not to report them to security. As the actress attempts to break the shield guarding the supercomputer, a puzzled Joan asks the producer why she sees her face on his screen. The guy then shockingly reveals that she is not the real Joan. She is a variant portrayed by the actress named Annie Murphy. He states that they're not in reality but in a simulation called Fictive Level 1, which means they exist within a TV adaptation of Joan's life. This means that when the original Joan or the source Joan watches the show, she perceives Annie as her. Meanwhile, in Fictive Level 2, Joan's character is portrayed by actress Salma Hayek. This means that when Annie Joan watches the show, she sees Salma playing her on screen. Overwhelmed by the information, Annie impulsively punches Beppe, taking his wristband to gain access to the computer. She instructs Salma to guard the door while she grabs an axe and approaches the machine intending to destroy it. However, just as she is about to carry out her plan, Mona arrives and warns the actress about the dire consequences of destroying the computer. The CEO explains that its destruction would result in the demise of every simulated soul, including themselves, within each fictive universe. As Salma attempts to stop Annie, the actress realizes she's destined to destroy the computer because Source Joan already did so. After the supercomputer's destruction, reality shifts, and it is revealed that the one responsible is Source Joan. Simultaneously, Annie finds herself dressed in the yellow jumpsuit that Salma was previously wearing. Following the incident, the original Joan is apprehended while the police question the actress. While on house arrest, source Joan attends therapy and shares that she has started dating and opened a coffee shop, expressing that she finally feels like the main character in her life. Afterward, she goes to her coffee shop, where she serves her actress friend Annie, who is also under house arrest, with her regular order.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.